Hey guys, it's Rob here from Flandria Blog again. Just doing my weekly video blog, which I know some of you have checked out, and I'm sure many more will be checking it out soon. First of all, just want to apologize for the how bad my camera is. I know it's pretty bad, and I know the sound isn't very well connected too. So you probably see my lips move, and then see like the sound after. Apologize for that. I am working on getting a better webcam and a better mic and get some video editing software, and this will be a lot cooler blog. So if you can just kind of bear with me for a couple weeks here while I get all that together, that'd be just awesome. Anyways, let's just dive right into it. So this is actually my first sort of full video blog. I'll kind of just let you know what I'll be hoping to do with these video blogs. I'll try to focus on sort of three main areas. One will be giving you a little bit of further details about something that's been posted on the actual blog the previous week. This week I'll be talking more about that movie Metropolis, which just came out on yesterday, actually, the extended edition of it, if you will. I'll also try to do something else that you just can't really do with a written blog, like maybe do a review of something, like a review of a toy or a board game, something where you can kind of use the camera and get a little more three-dimensional with it. Today I'll be doing a review of this Thor figure that I got a while back. Any of you who read the blog regularly know that I am a huge Thor fan, have Thor comics, Thor reviews, Thor stuff all the time. Lastly, I'll just do a little bit of news, maybe something in the geek world that I heard in the last couple days, and just give a quick opinion and comment on that. And then I'll probably try to end off the show with just maybe a little preview of what's going on in the next week on our blog, and just sort of seeing how you guys are going. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this. So, yesterday I posted a link to a website that is a run through or a walkthrough of Fritz Lang's famous sci fi movie Metropolis. Kind of shows you the characters and gives you an idea of the settings and how they all connect together. For those of you who haven't seen the film, it was made in 1927 by Fritz Lang, who was a German director, and essentially it focuses on a futuristic world sometime in the 2000s or even 3000s AD, where the worker people are living down below and have built a giant tower where the rich people live up above. There is a robot which is involved in it too, and someone from the rich area, a boy or man, falls in love with a female in the lower area. So this is one of the classic pieces of black and white silent film. The original film itself, well, I'll give you a little more details now, a little more than was posted on the blog and maybe on the wiki. The original film itself was actually, I think, it was over 200 minutes when it was initially made, which for a black and white film is ridiculously long. It was cut down after the initial viewing in Germany to about 153, I think it is, minutes. The edition that we have now that just came out a couple days ago, it's at 148 minutes. So we're still missing from the 220-minute film a large chunk of the original film. And if you actually watch the film, I should have grabbed my DVD copy of the old one. But if you watch it, it'll be sections where it'll stop and say we're missing this particular point of the film, and then it'll continue on. The movie itself was a massive undertaking. It cost roughly 1.3 Reichsmarks, which was the currency at the time. I think the estimates of that puts it as about $300 million by today's U.S. funds, roughly 20 times what a normal film at that time would make, and it was over half of the film studio's budget for that year. So just cost was huge. There's over 10,000 extras involved in this film, which I couldn't imagine. If there's ever been a film, except for maybe a massive war film with 10,000 extras. I mean, trying to muster those people was just incredible. There's a famous water scene where all these children are kind of trying to get away from this water. That was all done with real water, super expensive. Just overall, an amazing film with special effects that I wouldn't say they obviously rival today, but they still even look good by almost even by today's standards. Just an amazing film. A couple other little side notes on the film. The robot who is supposed to replace the love interest for this male who is supposed to not be involved in the lower classes, is actually where George Lucas got the idea for C-3PO. If you actually take a look online and look at Metropolis, the robot's normally like the very first thing that kind of pops up in your images search. In fact, it's even on the link on the blog there, which I'll throw the link to that Metropolis thing in the show notes. It's actually pictured there, and you can see just how big it is. Another interesting note, his wife wrote the script, and Lang was one of Hitler's favorite film directors, and actually Hitler wanted Lang to do films for him. Lang said no because he saw what Hitler did. However, his wife did work for Hitler, and this ultimately caused them to break up. So that's interesting side notes and backgrounds of Metropolis. Cannot recommend the film enough. Go see it if it's in theaters. I know they're showing it in theaters in the States, maybe even some in Canada. Or if not, just pick it up on Amazon. Totally film worth getting. So I highly recommend that film. Yeah, so let's just go on to this Thor review. If he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. There's Thor right there. I picked up this particular Thor at our local comic book store here in just outside of Vancouver, Canada. It cost me about $20 Canadian. As you can see, it's not the classic Thor because he's wearing the armor, but more of the more recent Thor. Overall, not a bad purchase, maybe. I would kind of, when I do my reviews, I like to kind of break it down by some of the main sections. So right here is the packaging. You can kind of see it. Plastic box. I think I might be holding it upside down. I am. Stuff in the back. Packaging's okay. It was pretty well twist tied down, so that means that it wasn't going around everywhere. Packaging was alright. I gave it maybe a 7. It would be nice if it was in a little bit of a box. That way it's easier to kind of put back in and get out without having to rip the plastic off. The actual look of the figure may be, in my opinion, the best feature. I like the face of Thor, and I like his hammer. I wish it would say the if he be worthy part, but what can you expect? $20. Cape's kind of nice. It's not cloth, but it's all right. I didn't find there was too many markings. You can kind of see a bit of the joints, but it's not too bad. Where I thought it really failed was in its flexibility and posability, if you want to call it that. I don't think I can necessarily show you this on here. I can try, but the arms flex in circles, which is kind of weird, but they don't flex very much up and down. The legs flex a little bit up and down, and the head, this is probably going to look super bad, I apologize, doesn't flex at all. So on the looks, I might give it a 7. On the flexibility, probably only give it a 4. Compared to some of the other stuff I have, that's kind of pretty poor. Again, it did only cost $20, so really, $20 Canadian, whatever that is, not even $20 American, although nowadays pretty close. Overall, the other problem, and I guess this goes into the flexibility thing too, is I found it incredibly hard to put it in its little stand. I don't know how well that, I'm not getting the camera very well, but it didn't really go into its stand very well, and it really does need the stand to stand up properly. I have some action figures, I have a Celeron, and without the stand, it doesn't really work that well. So overall, I would probably give that a 6 out of 10. It's somewhere between, the children's packaging that you get and costs you like, $8 or $9, and your $80 to $100 high-end action figures like my Battlestar Galactica and V from V for Vendetta that I have. Alright, well that's that one. Just a quick little bit of news before we go. Mark Wahlberg apparently has been cast for Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movies. Now, I had always been a Nathan Fillion for Nathan Drake fan. I'm on the Facebook group. I was tweeting that like a madman when that came out. Mark Wahlberg, not bad. I mean, I think he might be able to do it okay. It'll kind of depend on how the director kind of goes with the script and everything. I personally would still prefer Nathan Fillion and maybe a few other people as possibilities for it. Alright, I can see I'm almost at 10 minutes here, which is a really long video blog, so just gonna say, look for some Doctor Who, Harry Potter, maybe some comic reviews coming out over the next week, and I'll check out. So say we all.